To this conversation now, the Competition Commission is expected to release reasons for not approving hospitality and gaming group Sun International's bid for Peermont, which owns Emperor's Palace in Gauteng. For more on this now, I speak to the Competition Commission spokesperson, Siyabulela Makunga, on Teams. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Makunga. So, part of your findings as a commission was that the merger is likely to substantially prevent and or lessen competition in the provision of services in South Africa and in Central Gauteng in particular. Now, for the benefit of our viewers, I'm just going to ask you that you perhaps paint a picture for us in terms of what was the deal between Sun International and Peermont, and was it a total takeover?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having us. Good morning to your viewers. Good morning to yourself. Look, the deal was essentially a complete takeover of Peermont. Peermont, which owns Emperor's Palace, which is a one strategic subsidiary of Peermont, especially if you are to zoom into Gauteng market. But more importantly, the Commission, having been obliged to consider two things when assessing measures, and I'm saying this for the benefit of your viewers. But firstly, we must establish whether the deal passes the test in terms of competition. Does it lessen or strengthen competition in a particular market? But then again, we consider the impact of that particular deal on public interest. And by public interest, I'm referring to issues of employment, whether there will be replenishment post the deal, but also whether there will be an opportunity for historically disadvantaged persons to participate in that particular market through that deal. So in this case, the Commission has established that if this deal were to go through, there will essentially be a significant change in the ownership structure of the national market, thereby reducing the number of national casino operators from 3 to 2. You would know that the major 3 players in this market are the South African National International Limited, that is SISA, Peermont Holdings, as well as Sun. So if we were to approve a deal between Peermont Holdings and Sun International, would effectively be reducing the players from 3 to 2, and that would create a monopoly in this particular market.
And Mr. Makunga, I'm just crossing fingers here so we're able to continue with our conversation, because I understand our audio is not quite clear. But the next question now would be, what was the value of the bid, and was this reasonable at all?
Well, I am not at liberty to talk to the value of the bid, as you understand that this matter is still going through the second layer of its consideration by the adjudicating authority, that is the Competition Tribunal. So, but what is important, the South African International Limited SISA wanted to take over Peermont, and this would mean post-merger they will be in charge of about 92% of the casinos that are operating in South Africa. And this would obviously mean that the opportunities for new entries in this market will be reduced to 0. And if you zoom in to Gauteng, you would pick up that the 2 players would then reduce the competition in the Gauteng region, and this would likely result in maybe 2 of these operators, that is Sun and SISA, cooperatively sharing information and or getting into deals where they are not competing with each other.
All right, that is, of course, Mr. Siyabulela Makunga. I'm going to ask that we pause this conversation here. Let's move you to the story now. While we pick it up, we're going back to the story, and that is the story of the Competition Commission, which is expected to release reasons for not approving hospitality and gaming group Sun International's bid for Peermont, which owns Emperor's Palace in Gauteng. So we continue in conversation now with the spokesperson for the commission, that is Siyabulela Makunga. So Mr. Makunga, you were just telling us and giving us a bit of perspective in terms of the bid, and was it really reasonable?
Well, from how it was presented to us, and obviously looking at the remedies that were proposed, this deal would not cut it. And we're saying this because that 92% of operating casinos in South Africa are currently owned by three different competing players, that being Sun International, Soho Sun, as well as Peermont. So if this deal were to proceed, it would mean that 92% of these casinos will now be under the ownership of only two firms, that is Sun International and Soho Sun. And we're talking about a highly concentrated market. So if we were to proceed with this deal, all new players in this particular market will find it completely impossible for them to enter this market. So we thought that it was not in the interest of economic inclusion or deconcentration of the economy that we accept this deal. But this matter, of course, you are aware that it's going to the final arbiter, that being the Competition Tribunal, and we are confident that with the reasons that the Commission has put forward, we don't see this deal succeeding.
Okay, so from what I'm gathering now, are you saying this is the end of this bid, or there will still be that arbitration process that goes on, and once it's concluded, you'll be able to chart a way forward?
You will appreciate that the Commission is investigative and a prosecutorial body in terms of measure assessment and or complaints that come before the Commission. But the adjudicator, which is another independent competition institution established in terms of the Act, is the Competition Tribunal. So it will now, onus now will be on the Competition Tribunal to decide whether or not this deal should proceed. So the final arbiter is still to put this through public hearings and hear representations from both parties, that is the Commission as well as the emerging parties. And if it finds reasons to accept or overturn our decision as the Commission, well, that decision will then be left to the Tribunal to make.
All right, that was Competition Commission spokesperson, Mr. Siyabulela Makunga. Thank you so much for your time, and apologies for the sound quality there.